Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Wrestling vs. the World podcast. If you're enjoying your day, sweet. If not, what the hell ever. So, it is time for another episode of Saturday Morning Slam. Yay. February 23rd, 2013. We're getting there, folks. Still about 2.5 months of episodes to go. And then this series can finally come to a conclusion. So, 2 matches announced for the broadcast. Jack Swagger versus Jey Uso, and Kaitlyn versus Natalya. I almost said Naomi, I don't care. So we're starting off with Swagger versus Jey Uso. The Miz on commentary, and Jimmy, he's wearing casual clothing, like pants and a black coat or whatever. So Jey, he's already having a hard time starting off, because Swagger, he's using his wrestling background with like waist locks and standing arm bars to keep Jey down. And this was around the time that Swagger came back, like he's trying to go for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. I think this had to have been taped before Elimination Chamber, and then, like, aired afterwards, because they didn't even mention that at this point. It's like, oh, Swagger's been back after some time off, and he's got a mean streak. So, Jey, he's trying to come back with leapfrog, arm drag, two-handed chop, and even a falling headbutt. They tried getting the action to the outside. Jimmy avoids an attack by Jack on, towards the aisleway area, and Jey gets a suicide dive before they get the commercial break. Thankfully, no camera cut on that one. Come back from the break. Swagger's getting momentum after he gets a boot to Jey, who's charging him into the corner. And Swagger even gets that Swagger bomb, like that leap, falling, kind of like what Vader did out of the corner for near fall. Jey's getting back to his feet, gets a sunset flip for near fall, but gets absolutely wrecked when Swagger gets a shoulder block, so turning him inside out, almost the Rikishi bump. Jey, he stops a corner charge attack, but then he completely botches a float over DDT for a double down, so yeah, did not look pretty there, huh? Well, Jey, he's getting his comeback. He gets a super kick, which gets the camera cut treatment. Small drop, and he gets that corner hip attack with another camera cut for near fall. So, yeah, the running butt attack that Umaga used to do. Swagger, stops Jey. He grabs him, almost like a belly-to-belly to stop him from doing the Uso splash off the top rope. Swagger avoids the super kick and gets the ankle lock, which at first they were calling the Patriot Act before then renaming it the Patriot Lock. And Jey taps out. So, I mean, this was a fine start. I mean, they did a nice job making Jack look dominant and everything, because, of course, he's finally back. And he wasn't even using his new entrance music yet, or, with the whole We the People and Zip Coulter, so they weren't there just yet by the time this, episode was being taped. Next up, you get the Saturday Morning Spotlight, and we're looking at Divas Champion Kaitlyn. Now, one thing I noticed, at least with this episode, what it feels like I may have mentioned before in a past episode that it seemed like they're always doing, these different cuts for when these moves are done to the point where you don't see the impact of either of the moves hitting the opponent or them even making contact with the canvas after being hit with a move. But it felt like they were easing up on that with this one. You actually saw Kaitlyn spear people and seeing them hit the mat afterwards instead of cutting away before, the impact is even done. So, I mean, okay. Then you get the second match out of 2. Kaitlyn versus Natalya. Now, one thing I did notice, it seems like this was what they're trying to go for a format with the show where it's just a match or 2 and that's it. Nothing extra in all this. I mean, they did that trivia quiz from the first episode. They haven't done it ever since then. So it makes me kind of wonder if they were going to bring any kind of variety back to the show instead of just, hey, here's matches like we're watching Main Event or Superstars or something. So commentators are saying right at the bat that Natalya wants to be a multiple-time Divas champion, which, of course, doesn't happen. If memory serves me right, she was only a one-time Divas champion before they retire the belt. And The Miz, for some reason, he's going off on commentary saying, oh, Natalya likes cats that are named after people. I named my cat Spike. She's like, oh, I don't like that name. What's wrong with Spike? It's a cat. Ugh. I mean, maybe he named it after Spike Dudley, I don't know. So you got some reversals there going on between the women, Kaitlyn gets a jackknife cover, Natalya tries going for a backslide, and Kaitlyn gives her a dropkick. I mean, it's just a bunch of, showmanship and reversals and everything. And this match was, insanely short. You get back some of the action. Kaitlyn gets a diving sunset flip out of the corner for near fall. And she gets to the ropes to prevent the sharpshooter, thank goodness. Well, then Natalya, she's reversing, roll-ups and other moves. Gets an abdominal stretch, and she's all like, let's go, Kaitlyn. I mean, they're both supposed to be baby faces, but you don't do the taunting thing. Kaitlyn, she gets out of that with hip toss, scoop slam, shoulder tackle, but to take Natalya down. Natalya almost gets a sharpshooter on there, but Kaitlyn reverses it into an inside cradle for near fall, and then spear out of nowhere, and Kaitlyn wins. Yeah, I wasn't impressed. I was more impressed by the Natalya Alicia Fox that we saw match for the first ever Divas match on Saturday Morning Slam compared to this, because at least it didn't feel rushed. Because it was like some reversals, like with moves and everything. Next, spear. Oh, it's over. Because I think the last match, like this match, even without the commercial breaks, they were like maybe around 6 minutes. So I mean, like it just felt a little bit rushed. I mean, if they wanted to do something, I would just say go with one match, and then maybe cut some segments like we've seen before. It's like, yeah, some of them could be corny, but at least it's nice to have some kind of variety to this, rather than just being like match, Saturday Morning Slam, main event, and that's it. I mean, we didn't even get a backstage interview or anything advertised in the next episode. So yeah, not a promising episode. Like I said, I did like how they booked Jack Swagger to the point where they're trying to build him up and everything, because like I said, this had to have been taped before Elimination Chamber, and they probably didn't, because they didn't mention on commentary that he's the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. They're like, oh, he's dominant, locker room must take notice. But, and like they didn't, like I said, they didn't have anything else doing with him, like the Change Music, We the People, Zeb Coulter, and everything. So I did like how they were booking Swagger, and eventually they changed his ankle lock submissional finisher from the Patriot Act to the Patriot Lock. And the Divas match just didn't care. It was just too short. You sneeze and the match is over. But anyway, yeah, I'm just glad we only got 3.5 more months left of this, and the show can be, or sorry, 2.5 more months, and the show can finally be finito. So let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of this episode of Saturday Morning Slam. If you enjoyed, please remember, leave a like, subscribe with the bell, turn on if you're listening to YouTube, or follow if you're listening to the podcast on any of the services podcast is available on, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Thanks for listening, folks. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, and good day, everybody.